Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day today. I'm back to motivate you again on your journey. I'm trying to make sure you continue. You keep on thinking about your why and you do everything you got to do to make sure you succeed in accomplishing all your language goals. So, I always got to start off with a question. And I just wanted to ask you if you ever tried to put together a puzzle. Did you ever try that before? At first, it's frustrating because there are a lot of pieces, and some of the pieces look a lot alike, and you don't know where they go. You look at the picture on the box, but it doesn't seem to help. And you try one piece, it doesn't fit. You try another one, it's close, but it's still not right. It feels like nothing is coming together. And then you find one piece that fits, just one. And suddenly, everything is starting to make sense. That one piece helps you find another one and another one. And before you know it, the picture starts to form. The puzzle isn't complete yet, but now at least you have a sense of direction. Learning English is the same. At first, it's slow, it's confusing. You hear words, but they don't make sense. You try to say something, but you can't remember the right word. You read a sentence, and it feels like a bunch of jumbled letters. It feels like you're making no progress at all. But if you keep going, if you keep collecting pieces, there'll be a moment where everything starts to click. And when that happens, English will start to feel easier, more natural, and more automatic. So, English sometimes it feels slow. Your brain is collecting a lot of pieces, even when you don't see it. Every time you listen to something in English, every time you practice, you're collecting pieces. Again, even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see the results right away. Think about learning a new skill. Imagine someone learning to play the piano. At first, they press random keys, and it just sounds like noise. They try to play a song, but their fingers are not trained, so they don't move fast enough. They practice every day, but it feels like they're not improving. Then one day, without even realizing it, they can suddenly play the song smoothly. What happened? All the small moments of practice added up. Their brain was collecting pieces, even when it felt like nothing was happening. Their brain was making connections in the background, doing all the hard work. Your brain is doing the same thing with English. Every word you hear, every sentence you read, it's all being stored in the back of your mind, waiting for the right moment to come out. Even if you don't understand everything now, your brain is organizing the information. And one day, it's all going to come together. You know, everyone's waiting for their breakthrough to happen. And guess what? I heard it happens when you least expect it. When you're not thinking about it, when you don't know that it's going to come, you even try to open up that locked door with the wrong key sometimes. You try one key and it doesn't work. Then you scramble and try another key. It's still not working. You know, behind that locked door is success, but you just don't have the right key to break that lock open. Then you probably start to feel frustrated. Maybe you start to think, what if this door never opens? But you keep trying. And finally, after many failed attempts, the right key unlocks the door. And suddenly, it feels so easy. Like, how did I not see this before? That's how learning English works. You struggle. You feel stuck. You feel like you're trying every single key, but none of them are working. Then one day, after enough exposure, enough practice, enough persistence, something clicks. Suddenly, a sentence that used to confuse you, it now makes perfect sense. A word that used to keep you, forgetting, or words that just felt unnatural. Now you understand them. You hear a phrase in a movie, and for the first time, you understand it without using a translator. And just like that locked door opens. Again, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens after many small efforts, repeated over time. Every time you study, every time you listen, every time you practice, you're trying another key. And eventually, you're going to find the right one that opens the door. So we're going to talk about how we're going to get that moment, that click moment, to come faster. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Tip number one, Just keep exposing yourself to English, even when you feel stuck. Look at that tasty water right there. Learning is like filling this cup up with water. At first, it looks empty. You pour a little water in it, but you don't see much change. You keep pouring, but the cup, it still looks the same. You wonder, is this English I'm practicing even working? But every drop adds up, little by little. The water level rises until one day that cup is full and it starts to overflow. We talked about this before. That's how learning works. Every time you expose yourself to English, listening, reading, writing, practicing, you're adding drops into your cup, even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when you don't notice improvement. You have to keep pouring. Keep exposing yourself to English every single day, because one day your cup will be full and your progress will overflow. Another tip is to trust that your brain is learning, even if you're not aware of it. We talked about this example before. I forgot what episode it was, but the seed in the ground is growing every single day, even if you don't see it. Some days it looks like nothing is happening. But under the ground, in that soil, we know the roots are getting stronger. The plant is developing, and our eyes are not on it because it's underground. Your brain is the same. Inside your mind, every time you hear English, your brain is making connections, even if you don't feel it. Even if you think, I'm not getting any better, just trust the process. Growth is happening, even when you can't see it. One day, after weeks or months of learning, you'll suddenly realize, I understand more than I thought. And that's when everything clicks. Keep going until it clicks. You know when your phone is updating or your laptop and the screen says loading? It takes a while, right? But you still wait. You wonder if it's stuck, if you got to restart your computer or your phone. You get a little impatient. But if you stop the update too soon, your device is never going to finish it. That's what happens when you stop learning English too early. Your brain is still uploading, it's still processing. If you stop now, you're never going to reach the final version. You're never going to get that update. But if you keep going, one day that update will be complete. And suddenly everything will make sense. That's why you can't give up. You have to keep loading because your breakthrough is coming. Your moment to shine is going to happen as long as you finish loading. Your click moment is coming, all right? That's the moment where everything is going to click. Right now, you might feel like you're just collecting pieces. It might feel slow. It might feel frustrating. You might feel like giving up. But I promise you, if you keep going, if you keep practicing, if you keep exposing yourself to English, one day everything will click. The pieces will fit. The door will open. The puzzle will start to make sense. And you'll see just how far you've come. So don't stop now. Your moment is coming. And when it does, you'll be glad you didn't give up. You'll be glad when you're able to taste the fruits of your hard work. And that's the moment when everything clicks. I'm going to see you in the next video. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Keep learning.